My name is Lucy, and at 30 years old, I thought I had everything figured out. I worked as an accountant in a small firm, had a cozy apartment in the city, and a circle of close friends. Life was peaceful, predictable even. But there was one thing I couldn't escape: my grandmother's constant, probing questions about my personal life. "Lucy, when are you going to settle down?" she would ask every time I visited her. At first, I thought it was just her being a little old-fashioned, but after a while, it started to feel like more than just concern. It felt like pressure. I loved my grandmother dearly, but I couldn't help but feel like she was always pushing me towards something I wasn't ready for. You see, I had never really been in a serious relationship. I had dated here and there, but nothing ever lasted. I had my reasons: fear of commitment, not meeting the right person, and maybe, just maybe, I liked the freedom of not having to answer to anyone. My grandmother, though, had other ideas. She would tell me stories of her younger days and how she married Grandpa at 22, how they built a life together, and how she couldn't wait to see me do the same. It all seemed so easy when she talked about it. One evening, after another round of questioning, I sat down with her. "Grandma, I'm not in a rush to get married," I told her softly. "I'm happy with my life right now." Her eyes softened, but I saw the worry behind them. "But you don't want to be alone forever, do you, Lucy?" she asked, almost pleading. I didn't have an answer for that. I didn't want to be alone, but I also didn't want to settle for someone just because I was getting older. That night, as I lay in bed, I thought about what she said. It wasn't just about finding a partner, it was about building a future. But could I trust myself to make the right choice? And more importantly, could I trust my heart to guide me when it came to love? A few weeks later, I met someone who seemed to check all the boxes. His name was Ryan. He was a lawyer, charming, intelligent, and kind. We met at a networking event, and he immediately struck up a conversation with me. We hit it off instantly, laughing over shared interests and the awkwardness of being at a work-related event. Ryan was everything I thought I wanted: successful, well-spoken, and determined. We went on several dates, and he treated me with respect and care. There was a certain ease about being with him, a feeling that maybe, just maybe, this could be something serious. It was everything I had been waiting for: a relationship that felt stable, promising, and without complications. After a few months of dating, Ryan asked me to meet his parents. He said it was important to him, that it was a step toward getting more serious. I agreed, of course, eager to meet the people who had raised such a wonderful man. But when I met his family, things didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped. His mother was warm, even a little overbearing, asking me all sorts of questions about my background, my family, and my future plans. His father, on the other hand, was distant and cold, barely acknowledging me. I couldn't help but feel like an outsider, like I wasn't measuring up to some invisible standard. Still, Ryan seemed unfazed by his father's indifference. He reassured me that his father was always like that, distant and hard to please. I wanted to believe him, but something gnawed at me. Why was it so important to him to make me fit into his world? A few weeks later, Ryan proposed. It was everything I had dreamed of: romantic, thoughtful, and a bit extravagant. We were at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the city, and as the sunset painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Ryan got down on one knee. "Lucy," he said, his voice steady and sincere, "I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?" My heart raced as I stared at him, caught between excitement and fear. I had never expected this moment to come so soon. Everything felt right, but at the same time, something in the pit of my stomach told me to pause. I looked at his face, his hopeful, earnest face, and I felt torn. I don't know, Ryan," I stammered, my voice cracking. "This is all so fast. I'm not sure I'm ready." Ryan's expression faltered for just a moment before he smiled reassuringly. "I understand. But think about it, Lucy. We've been together for months now. We're good together. Our families are already talking about the wedding. It just feels like the right thing to do." His words sounded reasonable, but there was an urgency in them that made me uneasy. I didn't want to make a decision based on anyone else's expectations, not even Ryan's. So I told him I needed more time. Over the next few weeks, I tried to put my feelings into perspective. I spent more time with my grandmother, who noticed the worry in my eyes. "Lucy," she said one afternoon, "you can't rush love. It has to come naturally." I wasn't sure I believed her. I was beginning to feel the weight of everyone's expectations. My grandmother's gentle pressure, Ryan's insistence, and even my own internal conflict about what I wanted. Then one evening, after I told Ryan I wasn't ready for marriage yet, he took me by surprise. "Lucy, I'm not asking for much. I want a future with you, but I can't wait forever," he said, his tone turning serious. "If you're not ready to commit, then maybe we shouldn't be together at all." The words hit me like a slap to the face. Was this really happening? Was he really going to give up on me just because I wasn't ready to make a lifetime commitment? That night, I sat alone in my apartment, replaying everything in my mind. Was I being unreasonable? Ryan was a good man. He loved me, didn't he? Why was I hesitating? The answer came to me in a flash. It wasn't about Ryan. It was about me. I had spent so much of my life focusing on what others expected of me that I had forgotten to listen to my own heart. What did I want? Did I truly love Ryan? Or was I just trying to meet some ideal that had been created by my family, by society, and by my own fears? The next day, I met Ryan for lunch. His face lit up when he saw me, but I could tell something was different. There was a tension in the way he held himself. He was waiting for my answer. "Ryan," I said, taking a deep breath, "I've thought about everything, and I've realized something. I care about you deeply, but I don't know if I'm ready to take this step. I'm sorry." His face hardened, and for a moment, I thought he might walk away. But instead, he reached across the table, took my hand, and said, "I understand, Lucy. But I need you to know that I thought we had something special. I thought we were on the same page." I looked at him, feeling a pang of guilt. But I knew I had made the right choice. This wasn't the life I wanted, not because of him, but because I needed to figure out who I truly was before I could commit to someone else. As I walked away from the restaurant, I felt a sense of relief and sadness all at once. I had let go of a future that seemed perfect on paper, but wasn't right for me. The weight of everyone's expectations had lifted, but I was still unsure of what